Dire team ban.
Ready to go?
Radiant Dire team ban. Radiant
One last
team
drink of water
ban.
here. All right. Transitioning to us in 3,
Dire
2,
team
and...
pick.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to the DPC CN. My name is R.Cryptic, and of course, I am here with Neff, and we are so stoked we get to round out the final series here of the day. Neff, how you doing, brother?
This isn't the final series, though. This is the final 2 series that we're doing, and I'm doing amazing. You want to know why?
Oh, tell me why, please. Tell me why.
There is a number of reasons. Not only are we having exciting matches that are going to decide who's going into the upper division here at the very end of the season, both games matter. These 4 teams that are playing against each other right now are all tied for first place. That means the winner of Series 1 and the winner of Series 2 are both going to move into the upper division. And what better to round out the season than to have your mid player, White Album, return to Aster.Aries after taking the season off and being in quarantine. The man is back and he's ready to play with his roster.
Dude, it is pretty sick to see this all come together. I mean, very rarely do you get to the very last games of the season and they're like, yeah, both of them matter so much. I mean, these are the most important games for a lot of these players for the next year. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Aster.Aries taking on Magma here at the beginning. And then, of course, we have Sparking Arrow versus Extreme to round out the night. So, like you said, White Album is back here with Aster.Aries. Shout out to Phoenix, who has played an incredible tournament so far. But it's White Album time, right? That's pretty much right.
Yeah, White Album has to carry his team the last leg of this race here. Phoenix set him up for success, and now it's up to White Album to figure out whether or not he deserves to be in the upper division again. Formerly on Aster, now moved to the Academy team here. Teams in the upper division. I mean, Aster's going to be pretty happy. Let's see if we can pull that.
No kidding, that'd be pretty wild.
Yeah, but Ricky, we're gonna have to switch over to the draft pretty soon here.
Oh, people see it. They've got full eyes on the draft.
Well, you know, they can see it, but I think we're gonna have to start talking about it at some point because
they just blew right through it.
No time. Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're 4 picks in. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
5 seconds
yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, there's where to start. I mean, you get the classic Mars Phoenix opener. That is one of the staples of the Chinese region. And Aster.Aries, very happy to have that. Magma going to respond with Rubik as well as the Abaddon. Double support opener. Not that common.
Yeah, it reveals a lot about your draft. You can't be that flexible with who's going to be in what lanes. And when you have Abaddon, Rubik, you don't really have any punish for enemies trying to dive towers or anything like that. Rubik doesn't rotate for kills so well. Abaddon doesn't rotate for kills so well. So they're going to be pretty weak roaming around the map, and you know they've got pretty good heroes that can punish that. I mean, Death Prophet is amazing at taking these early game fights. Mars is as well. Plus they have the Mars Phoenix combination that is a tale as old as time, being able to drop the supernova and having the arena alongside you as well. Also, I think that like the fear mechanic with the Death Prophet is amazing once you have the Aghanim shard. So Aster.Aries lineup looks incredibly good. Magma a little bit shaky. And I think they're a little bit confused as to how they got here because they started their picks very quickly, but they spent a full minute now thinking about what to do with their 4th pick. And Mercy does not seem happy with the state of the draft right now, looking at him. But he's going to go with the Ember.
I mean, it's a solid pick. I think this is likely to be the safe lane Ember, right? Do you really want to run Ember Spirit into the Death Prophet mid, or do you want to run TA into the Death Prophet mid? So you kind of have this scenario where you know one of them has to go into that pretty rough lane, the other up against the Mars.
It's gonna be Ember. You don't want to run the Templar Assassin into it. You'd struggle way too much. Your fraction would get burned down instantly. You wouldn't be able to find as much farm. The Ember Spirit can, you know, trade with the Death Prophet reasonably well. If he tries to go on you, can just drop Searing Chains and walk away from him. I feel like that's what they're going to do here. We've seen position 1 Templar Assassin a little bit more commonly here in the CN region.
I'm very excited to see what they end up doing with these final bans. Then they're going to get rid of Slardar. Magma definitely need
Team
themselves an
ban.
offlaner, and one that I feel like makes space for them, because you have two heroes that do need a lot of farm. They're going to ban out the Medusa. But you do want to play fast. You have the minus armor component of potentially both. Like, you can go Orb of Corrosion on the Ember Spirit. You have the Deso Meld Strike likely to
10
come out
seconds
eventually
remaining.
from the Templar Assassin. And right now, Aster.Aries is very
5
vulnerable to
seconds
minus
remaining.
armor. So the question is, will Magma go all in on this?
What do you think? They run like position 3 Shadow Fiend or something like that and keep Prince of the Dark Lord?
No, I mean, they banned out the Slardar, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm wondering if there's still another option for them.
I mean, you could go for position 3 Vengeful Spirit. That's a minus armor hero, but I think Pangolier is more likely if they're looking for a position 3 with minus armor.
Yeah.
I don't think Pangolier's amazing here.
Radiant team
You need something
ban.
with a bit more AoE damage for these team fights, because,
Dire team pick.
Lift is a great spell, but single target Abaddon is going to be too much damage, and yeah, they're taking out these AoE
Radiant
disables now.
team
Both the
pick.
Slardar and the Axe gotten rid of here. And they immediately pick up a Juggernaut now on Aster.Aries, and they look quite pleased with themselves.
It's a pretty safe pick here. It doesn't really like struggle too much. There's no BKB piercing disable, right, from the side of Magma, unless you pick something here
10
from the off
seconds
lane to
remaining.
do it. So it is fairly protected. Shadow
5
Demon also
seconds
just such a
remaining.
strong hero with the save that you get from your disruption, but also Demonic Purge we have seen do wonders. And I think it kind of protected the DP pick here. So Magma may have wanted to take it themselves, but it's pretty much unplayable into the Shadow Demon. So they're able to take the Death Prophet themselves in that next spot. But what do you think for Magma? I mean, it's got to be an offlane or something that does well against the Juggernaut. The big ones are already banned. You could maybe look at a Legion Commander, but again, you're going into a Shadow Demon, so...
You need AoE. The only thing that really comes to mind that could round out your draft at this point is like Tidehunter, and it's not great against the Juggernaut, but they don't have a ton of options here. They need some sort of ability to take teamfight or defend towers. So Aster.Aries just run them over. I'm
Choose
not sure
your
what stops
hero.
them from just running them over. I don't think Doom's going to be the hero that does it for them. I think that Aster.Aries, with their draft right now, being able to click down towers with this Juggernaut, play far forward, probably get the healing ward, cooldown reduction talent, play this push very early on with the Death Prophet on White Album. I think they're going to get like a 25-minute victory here on Aster.Aries. You do not have the heroes to stop this pushing power on Magma or to take these team fights.
Yeah, there is going to be that big tempo, right, that comes out from Aster.Aries here. I do feel like I do feel like the Doom isn't as bad, though, because it does give you that BKB piercing disable. Doom is just incredibly strong against heroes like Death Prophet as well, preventing the soul siphons and stuff like that. So it might work out, but you do always have the save from the Shadow Demon. The Demonic Purge is just incredibly strong. So we'll see how it works. Aster.Aries, they've got some staples, right? Like we said, the Phoenix Mars, that's something that we've seen be incredibly successful all the way back to season 1 of earlier this year. I want to say last year, but it's still technically this year. It's very weird. It keeps confusing me. I'm just going to stay last year. I don't care what anyone says.
Fair enough. Last DPC season, right?
Yeah.
A circuit, sorry, circuit. That's the correct
Tour,
term.
circuit, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, tour, last tour. That's, I think, the term that they're using over at ESL.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about this background at all, by the way. They got
Dude,
all dressed up.
Oh, but it's so good. I'm a big fan of the Marcy now, who's just hanging out on the side of the ring. She's got her, winter coat
Prepare
on.
for battle.
It's so good.
Dude,
It all looks so good.
love me.
I'm so happy. Like, they do such a good job with the overlays and all their stuff, like Santa hats on both, the axe and the earth spirit. You've got the cool Christmas tree. Like, it's just a great job. They do
And we got Dawnbreaker. Let's go.
That's what we really are waiting for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Are we ready? We can jump right into the game because I'm excited. We've got some bangers of series ahead of us, Ricky.
Oh yeah. If there's anything that I'm looking forward to, it's banger series. Ulu on his Juggernaut. I mean, this is probably like the 5th or 6th time we've seen him play this hero, mainly because I always remember his Juggernaut, and I'm so sad that I don't own this
30
set.
seconds to
It's
battle.
so gorgeous.
Yeah, the dude, his hack game is just on point. I don't even know what most of these items are. I don't think I've seen that many of them before.
So the main set is from the Halloween chest of 2019, I think. Is that when it came out? Yeah, 2019. And then the sword is from the like golden Juggernaut set that came out as like a TI ultra rare like in 2018, I think.
Right.
Just some hat knowledge to drop on you. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for dropping that hat lore on us, buddy. I'm sure everyone would be very appreciative that they got the backstory and probably know the pricing of what is acceptable to pay for these hats if they want to look as good as Zulu, which, you know, doubt is going to be too easy to pull off.
So let's take a look at the mid lane here. We've got Dust and White Album. It's going to be the TA versus the Death Prophet. So you were thinking it was going to be TA in the safe lane, right? But here we are, TA in the mid lane. We're going to see Ember here in the safe lane instead.
Yeah, I guess I was 100% wrong. I think the TA would have matched up a little bit better against the Mars. The Mars doesn't really have tools to burn down the fraction charges against the Templar Assassin versus White Album. Going to be quite good at that. Like, you don't have as much rundown potential because the Spirit Cipher doesn't sell you anymore, at least not with the talent level 20. But you burn down their fraction pretty quickly, and I feel like you have a pretty easy time standing your ground against the Templar. The only thing that you're concerned about is you don't have a ton of armor in the Death Prophet, so if he meld strikes you, he can blow you up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very true.
Early rune. But he's winning the CS war right now against Dust. In fact, 2 uphill misses, 3 uphill misses.
What can you do, you know? Unlucky.
This guy would be like dead right now if his uphill misses. He'd be forced way back out of lane, but he is going to be able to get up, get his bottle. It's coming a little bit later than he'd like it. Usually want around the 2-minute rune timing. But White Album could potentially just grab both of these runes or force Dust to grab one before his bottle gets here, which is unfortunate. You don't really like doing that if you can avoid it.
Tower is under attack.
Wait, what else we got going on? Up in the top lane, talk about Ulu
TZY. He's been a huge standout player as well, right?
Yes. I talked about this one quite a bit. When you're in a lane against a Juggernaut, you either want enough HP to be able to survive and running down with Blade Spin, or you want enough movement speed to get away from it. So you have to go double gauntlets in this lane because he needs a little bit of extra bulk to survive, you know, harass some Ulu and Red Panda.
And then immediately into boots, 2 points into the Scorched Earth. So the extra move speed from there is just enough to beat the Juggernaut. And mid lane, Dust actually falling very low. White Album going for the dive here under the tower. He misses the Crypt Swarm. Dust with a nice dodge. White Album will not be able to claim first blood there.
Yep. In fact, he's been seeing a pretty low HP for a while now, and Dust has controlled the lane. Ooh, careful. You don't want to get hit by a side blade there.
Nice rotation there from the Abaddon. Gonna just pass a salve on over and a quick D ward as well. Always happy about that as a support.
I doubt White Album is too pleased, but yeah, missing that diving the tower and getting that miss is a pretty big punish. He hasn't put a point into the meld yet. I feel like he'd have a much easier time trading with White Album if he went for that, but I guess he figures that he wants to be able to get these meld strikes off. Instead, get the fraction hits off instead. Clear out stacks with side blades.
Yeah,
and Mercy, he's got a Doom in his lane on the off lane, so it's very easy for you to just move over to the camps here and stack them out every couple of minutes. Doom doesn't really need you there. He's gonna be able to find farm by using Devour anyways.
Yeah, and Red Panda's actually doing a really good job at blocking the stacks Mercy. It's gonna take a little bit of harassment there from White Album, as he does have 3 points in the Crypt Swarm now. But Shadow Demon rotated over, blocked the Ancient stack, and does have a sentry down to block the hard camp. So just trying to prevent them from getting stacks for this Templar Assassin is going to go a long way.
You're laughing at something. Somebody noticed something. They noticed I was in the same blue shirt. most of this season. I do like this shirt though.
It is a nice shirt. I was wondering if anyone else was gonna notice because you were like, I'm gonna wear this shirt all season. It'll be great.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm about it. It looks good. I hope you washed it.
I have been, yes.
Okay, great. Yes. I believe you would have. You know.
Yeah. Once every, I've only been wearing it for the streams that we've been doing because I don't want to get like.
You don't want to stain it mid lane?
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
But enough about getting distracted. We got to get my head in the game here. Top lane.
You know, so you know whose head is really in the game right now? Ulu on this Juggernaut, 31 and 10.
Yeah,
there's a lot of CS. That being said, Mars is also dominating bottom here.
Yeah, he's actually at the top lane net worth on Mars. And again, this is why I was a little bit concerned about this lane matchup.
He's been left here pretty much completely solo, right? Like the supports have been rotating back and forth to the mid lane. TK stacking up a little bit in the jungle as well, and as a result, you know, Mars just looking to get to that level 6 as soon as possible and start finding kills probably. And he is going the standard Soul Ring into Blink Dagger build, so we're not seeing like an armlet or something like that.
No, I mean, he's got Phoenix does a lot of damage, Death Prophet does a lot of damage, Juggernaut does a lot of damage. You don't need to go for that armlet build. Instead, you want to be keeping people in place so Death Prophet can continue to run at people. You want to be able to set up so Phoenix can get a good egg off. So the armlet build is when your mid laner or your safe laner aren't going to be able to contribute as much to the fights, what they provide, but this game they've drafted so Mars can essentially just be a utility hero, and they'll be just fine. And that's one of the nice things about Mars is he's so versatile. He can do either of those things. He can pump a lot of damage if he goes Armored Desolator, or he can do a great job setting up kills if he goes a Blink Dagger.
Mars actually threw the spear just before hitting level 6 there. Otherwise, Ember might have gone down, but Ember now being level 6, that was gonna bottle up, head back to lane.
Ember was playing very far forward to finish off the creeps there, so he would get his level 6. Yep. So Ember would have gotten his 6 off of that one, just been able to remnant out of the arena. And now the Mars doesn't have much kill potential on him there. If he could have gotten the 6 before Ember Spirit, it would have been
White Album getting really aggressive, and the traps from the TA way too strong. He gets the double Spirit Siphon out, and White Album, will he actually survive? He does not. His TZY rotates it, hits that stomp onto the Phoenix as well, making a doubles. He's now turned his attention on over to the Shadow Demon, the Doombringer. He's here to run him down. 3 fall on the side of Aster.Aries. A big way to start this game for Magma.
Very quick response there. Everyone other than the Ember Spirit TPing in and finding 3 kills definitely makes it worth it. Ends up being 1,000 net worth swing, and
middle tower is under attack.
Like 900 XP going their way after that team fight. Bottom lane, Ember has to be a little bit careful. He's got a remnant up, but I'm pretty sure Juggernaut's gonna just sit beside it. He's gonna. He didn't go for the arena. I thought he'd go for the arena there.
I think part of it is he's trying to just bait out Ember Spirit. Oh my gosh, he's in a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah.
He didn't Omni Slash him.
Second remnant out. Oh,
he didn't have mana to Omni Slash him.
Is under attack.
He's out of mana and everything. Red Panda does have vision for a moment, but he's not going to make it in time.
Get him. He's got Windlace. Get him, Red Panda. Don't give up.
He's literally 5 MS faster. There is no way. Ember is out. The Great Escape, man. I mean, he blew all of his remnants for this, so it's going to be a kind of difficult. And they're going to be able to push this bottom T1 tower thanks to the Juggernaut and Mars being here. So you slow down the Ember Spirit a lot, right, with this arena, even though it doesn't connect.
Yeah, and at the very least, you'll get this tower off of this one. And this is what they're looking for. I mean, objectives mean everything, kills mean nothing, if it's boring.
You have TZY top lane trying to go for a trade here, right? 2 points into this Devour. I'm surprised he went for 4 in the Scorched Earth this early, but I mean, you can't really argue with the results it had in the mid lane.
Yeah, it did do a lot of damage there. I think it's one of the main reasons why the Death Prophet did end up going down.
Does he have quickly. Midas already?
Doom?
I see Courier moving. It is Midas recipe already on the way out. Yeah. That is a very fast Midas. I mean, this is what Doom does, right? He just prints gold. He's the new alchemist.
You can't just print money. Think about what they would do to the economy.
I mean, there's no such thing as an economy in this game. You think people pay their taxes? No way.
In Dota?
Doom,
hope
he's
so.
the ruler of
Maybe
the
that's why
underworld.
when towers go down, they don't come back up. We just don't have the infrastructure in this game.
What? Did you see what the tower just did when the fortification came out?
No.
Oh, do you not have the hand tower?
No.
All right. You need to get it. Yeah, it's actually just so worth it now. The fortification. Yeah. All right, we'll come back to it in a moment. TZY mid lane. Arena comes through from the Mars. A lot of damage. He comes in. He drops the Doom, but Mars has already committed the whole kit on the backside of the fight. Ember Spirit does go in onto TK. Disruption will buy him a little bit of time. The healing ward, though, topping off all of these heroes. Finally going to go down here to the Embers. He's continuing the chase here. There is a trap blocking off the high ground. He does have the damage to finish off the Shadow Demon. So a 2-for-1. But you do lose the Doom here.
And Doom, your most farm hero in this game, so I think they're happy to trade both their supports for him. Especially considering it did get a little bit of damage off into the mid lane here. Mercy ends up taking God's Rebuke, but that fight, yeah, I mean, it's slightly favored as far as like XP and gold. Aries slightly favored the Dire,
Aries.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, they killed the Doom for two supports. Yeah, it makes sense. Doom's super farmed.
Am I seeing this right? Is it really worth more for getting just the Doom?
Yeah.
I guess not all heroes are created equal.
Top net worth versus the bottom 2 net worth, right? That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't great.
But yeah,
Doom ended up committing his ultimate on the Mars, who already dropped the Arena, God's Rebuke, and Spear. So all those things weren't cool. And when you end up using it, then I guess he's like, okay, well, whatever. I'm just gonna walk away now, and didn't even really stick much damage on him thanks to the healing ward coming out from Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get the Doom off before he died, and it was kind of that panic mode of, all right, this is the closest hero that I can hit Doom with. But oh yeah, I was gonna say the tower fortification, right, with the hand towers, it like wags its finger like no. Like, I think when you try to hit it and when the fortification comes out, it's actually pretty sick. You can also high-five the towers. Dude, it does a bunch of little animations. It just like, these are the coolest towers I've ever seen. They like taunt the enemies.
My default towers work just fine, thank you.
Nope.
And they were free.
Nope. These towers are sick.
I've only got a level 1.
White Album mid lane. Oh my goodness. The double meld strike from Dust just deletes White Album there, thanks to the help from Mercy.
That'll do it.
Actually, it wasn't even double. He just got side bladed into a meld strike is what it was.
That should help.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, ends up being like 600 damage in like a single second there, coming out from the Templar Assassin. Made quick work of that DP, and you were concerned about this in the draft. That's why they got rid of the Slaughter. You were really concerned about all this minus armor.
And I'm lagging.
Oh my god, these Evil Geniuses lines are awful. I mean, there's something special about them, I'm not gonna lie. It's very triggering.
Okay, whatever, dude. I just will
How bad the microphone quality for these lines are.
I mean, there's something to be said about like
it's effective. It's effective.
There's something to be said about the voice line coming through like a $15 mic from a convenience store, right? That's the key.
I'm one of like the richest Dota players in the world.
That's what makes it funny, though.
Yeah.
Ulu has his Maelstrom completed. Meanwhile, Ember Spirit's still pretty far away from his. He did go for a lot more items, all right. He's got the bottle, so taking a moment for him to catch up. But you got some
Kazi.
Ooh, where? Oh yeah, they found the Abaddon. He does have borrowed time though. Gonna pop that. Regen a little bit of health here. Doom debating on going in. I don't think he wants to. Oh, he could save him. Yeah, there's the stomp onto the Mars. He's going ahead and drops the egg, but TZY, he's in no danger at all as he's just trying to burn down the Mars as much as possible, down to just about a third of his HP. He's got another stomp in a second, but TZY, will he close the gap? He does. Meanwhile, Dust just deletes TK on the backside with that Blink Dagger double damage rune. So quick 2 kills for the side of Magma. They're up 8-1 now, Neff.
They're not looking too hot, and Mars, the moment that Doom ended, he ended up going down the stop, and that last auto attack ended up finishing him off, and Mars just didn't want to commit the arena for the Abaddon. He ended up getting away at like no HP, his borrowed time. Made him too tricky to take down, but if you're down, this many deaths and you're playing that close to the enemy tier 1 tower, I think you just like, commit the ult for the kill. I don't know. This is one of the strengths of this hero, that he's able to play so far forward and scout things out. And if you don't commit too much for him, his ultimate comes off a cooldown, then you know his team can come and punish you. That's exactly what happened there. They got way too greedy, trying to not commit too many abilities for that guy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
White Album, unfortunately, falling off, not coming online this game. I mean, enemy mid laner's got like 50% more net worth than you right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the TA, right? That's what this hero does. She will absolutely out farm you, and the Death Prophet kind of needs to have a team built around her to take fights. Like, she needs to be with the Mars, with the Phoenix, with the Shadow Demon, trying to take objectives with this Exorcism when it's off cooldown, and they just haven't been able to do that. Like, White Album hasn't really been able to farm.
Well, one of the reasons they haven't been able to do that is they did not have the blink dagger completely on Mars, but that has just been flown out, and they'll smoke immediately as soon as this guy, as soon as the blink dagger gets to him. So they waste no time with this one, and I think they're about to get. Yeah, they see dust.
Yeah, they're gonna see dust. That's
your best.
That's gotta be the kill you go for, right?
You'd think so. I mean, unfortunately, this is behind a tier 1, but with all these heroes here, I think they have enough damage.
They also just saw a ward get placed behind the tier 1 tower, so they know that they're here and looking for them. And it's no longer an easy kill, so they're going to go ahead and head top maybe instead.
Yeah, that moment of hesitation going on the Templar Assassin costing that kill, and Doom, I'm pretty sure, with how the side of the trees that he's playing on here, he realized that something's up and people want to go for him. In fact, it looks like he's going to get out of this. Look at all this time that they're wasting right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a... TZY has so much restraint because his Devour was coming off of cooldown in 1 second and was like, I don't have a second here to stay in lane to devour this creep. And 99.9% of players would be like, I'm eating that creep. And would instantly die.
Okay, whatever, dude. I just woke up.
My train of thought would be, free money, don't mind if I Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And I would devour the creep and then immediately die, then not gotten the Devour gold.
The classic.
And then dropped a worth in all chat.
Yeah, the classic worth immediately after.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about how Magma are playing the map, they've been putting the Ember Spirit in the dangerous lane bottom, right? They've been keeping him in the scary part of the map where normally you don't want your safe laner to play. Yep. But your safe laner in this game is an Ember Spirit, and just like that, if they decide to try and make a play on him, he will just remnant out. So he's just playing very smart, very safe, able to find farm despite, you know, playing in a scary part of the map. I say, speaking of scary, TZY barely gets the blink out. Okay.
So yeah, he's trying to initiate into that one with the Crypt Swarm to disable his blink dagger and then hit him with the Yules afterwards, but he missed the Crypt Swarm there, and then he ended up getting the blink as soon as he's off of him. He's obviously on very high alert there on TZY.
Yeah, he's super alone top. He knows that if he gets caught, he's dead. But still 8-1. I mean, Aries not really able to get on the board so far this game. Ulu gonna find Mercy, telekinesis, steals healing ward. That's actually pretty sick.
I mean, Phoenix, Shadow Demon, Death Prophet, all decent at clearing that one out. But...
Oh, did he end up Omni slashing him? Oh, he did. Okay.
Alright, you don't have that one to worry about anymore. Well, Ulu is still reasonably farmed at this point, and just tore apart that Rubik. He's almost got his Manta style done as well. I'm not crazy about it this game, but at the very least you can get the tank chains off of you. If Doom blinks on top of you.
Well,
speaking of Doom,
speaking of which, finds the Mars there with the help of the Ember Spirit, and that means your tier 1 tower stands no chance of surviving. No Mars Arena means no way to set up the egg, so very big pickoffs from Magma. They are playing so clean right now.
It looks like that's the only objective of TZY, well, the main objective of TZY this game is to just find this Mars to stop him getting his ideal initiation off. Like, his Scorched Earth is always going to be able to disable his Blink Dagger as long as he stays on top of him. And if he can get the Doom off before he gets the arena, then it does ruin the setup on the team fight from Aster.Aries.
Dust almost finds Red Panda there with the Melt Strike, but it's going to end up being a very difficult initiation. And comes the Exorcism, though. Ember Spirit does find his first kill, will be able to back out, but there's the arena. They've managed to catch Dust inside of it, and he is alone without any help. They will finally be able to take down that Templar Assassin. The question is, can they get more? Because they need to. Mercy on the run, has Spirit Siphon, but there's the spear. Safe for the moment, but it's not enough. Way too much damage coming through from White Album here. Wait, BKB?
Back in.
Ooh, TZY popped the BKB by mistake instead of a Clarity.
What can you do? Well, now he knows it works. Unfortunately, he gets to actually try this thing out in combat, not in this approach. There's no way he's going to be able to contest with that BKB that he just used.
Oh,
I wouldn't even...
No
he's
spear?
going to try, though.
Yeah. Ember Spirit's got to be careful. He is playing with fire. Yule's going to come through from White Album. The spear to come through. It's going to connect. Pins against the wall, but on the backside, Doom able to chop down one, and Kazi there with the save. Running low on resources. The Abaddon will sacrifice his life for this Ember Spirit. They do stop the Roshan, and Mercy gets another healing ward. But Ember's going to find a regen.
Even better.
He's going to go back in.
I think they were
ready to go.
The sad part about that fight is they would have been able to play way more aggressive on TZY had he not used his BKB by accident.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. He just like took the Shadow Demon down and was like, all right, I'm gone. I'm out. I have nothing. Dust into the Roach Pit. Deso plus the Melt Strikes do a lot of minus armor. The question is, can this Ember make enough space here? Looks like it might be working as Roach finally goes down. Dust will grab the first Aegis of the game. And Magma continuing their lead here. Now 5,000 gold at the 21-minute mark. About 6,000 experience.
Of that, I mean, it looks like they were poised to grab that Roshan, and he accidentally popped the BKB by TZY. Made it look like there was absolutely no way to contest that one, but managed to get in, delay that one, and find a couple of kills. And now Magma on the front foot again. I think you're beginning to miss your timing on Aster.Aries. You're expecting to have a little bit more map control at this point. You haven't even taken them tier 1 tower mid.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Nothing. I was gonna say something stupid, but it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
No. It's,
I insist.
Nope. I don't need to make myself
Viewers
look
would
even
love it.
dumber. Mid lane, they're gonna grab the Mars telekinesis. That bulwark not gonna work from behind as Dust claims another victim. Bottom lane, Juggernaut taking a ton of damage here from the Ember Spirit, but he's microing that healing ward so well. And in comes the Shadow Demon with that disruption. Just trying to make space for Ulu here. He really wants his healing ward. Not gonna get it though. Is Ember even like considering backing? I guess he's not. He has a BKB completed.
Yeah, he's got a BKB. He's got Dragon Skill, so he's got a decent amount of armor. Juggernaut's not gonna be able to turn on him and Omni Slash him. Otherwise, he gets out.
This Ember has just played like a chat this whole game. He is just constantly in the most dangerous parts of the map, basically, and they can't do anything about it. Like, his itemization is just solid.
This blink effect really messes with my brain.
The new one?
Yeah. I don't like it at all.
There's a couple new effects that are a little too much. I think one of the like range projectile effects is just like way too many particles. It needs to be tuned down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. Anyway, Dust working on the BKB now. They've got them completed on the majority of the heroes here on Magma. I think
they go mid. They find the Phoenix. Dust also going to find White Album on the backside. TZY with the BKB, but it doesn't come out before they read it, but he gets the perfect stop. The Doom onto the Death Prophet. In comes the Omni Slash from the Juggernaut. The Egg gonna pop a lot of damage being dealt back. TZY able to survive for now, as well as Dust TK. Melted by the Templar Assassin. The Doom comes down. Mercy with the stolen Egg himself, able to set up the Juggernaut. Can they finish him off? White Album manages to survive just long enough to get out of that Doom, but they're chasing. He's gonna pop the Exorcism, but Dust is there. They get the shackles. He gets the kill. Aegis finally gonna get claimed there, but they need to back on the side of Aries. They don't have any more left in the tank. And a fantastic fight here from Team Magma.
I think there was a misclick there by the Death Prophet. Ended up throwing the Rubik up into the air with the Yule Scepter instead of the Templar Assassin. I thought that he'd throw it at the TA, so he'd have... God, that blink really messes with my head. So he'd have a little bit more HP to work with it after he came back down, but he just doesn't have enough armor to stand his ground against Dust once he's on top of him. So needs be able to blow up these heroes are a way to control this TA so he doesn't just melt him immediately, or you know, he might get a little bit more armor. He's got the plate mail now, but at this point he just doesn't feel like they're scaling nearly as fast as his TA. Already she's up like a full item on top of these other heroes. The BKB almost completed, and once he has that, they're not gonna be able to control them up with that arena anymore. That's really the only thing that did it for them in that last team fight. And yes, they had Aegis to get back into it, but I think even without Aegis, once you have the BKB, there's no way you fight into this TA.
Yeah, it's going to be very scary. And Ember Spirit about to have a Lincoln Sphere as well. So he is just playing super defensive. I mean, in this last fight, he did a ton of damage, but a lot of it's because he's level 18. Like, he is super high level for the safe lane right now. Juggernaut, the only one that's really matching him. Yeah, I love his build. BKB, Maelstrom into the Lincoln Sphere. He's going to be incredibly hard to find, actually kill off. And meanwhile, Dust, BKB completed on her way to that Desolator. Or, I'm sorry, Daedalus.
I mean, Daedalus is still the most popular build on TA. Sometimes you get Silver Edge, but I think this game, it makes sense that you just want like pure damage and nothing else. The Silver Edge
9,000 gold lead, and they go for the smoke. If they could find Ulu, that would be the dream opening to this fight. But the BKBs, they don't care as much about Mars anymore, right?
Yeah, it's super hard to get Ulu. I think it's... Alright, yeah, now it's going to be too difficult. So he's got Manta Style, he's got...
Oh, no, it's not. They found him. They gets the Blade Fury off, though, and he is off to the races, and that is just back to his base. But Phoenix comes in right to a stun, and you're going to lose the Mars as well. Double kill for Dust.
It was a very sick jump there by the Rubik. They could have to get that D ward off. They had vision of him there, but you know, thankfully he did manage to get that spin. He just completed the Aghanim Shard, so he got the plus 100 movement speed on it, which allowed him to get out of that one. But
Yeah. If he didn't have that shard, he was super dead. Yeah. Oh, mercy. He's going for more, and he's found the Shadow Demon. Not expecting the deep ward there behind the T2.
They had just gotten Juggernaut with that, though. He should have known that that one was there.
Well, they thought the ward was on the left side of the tree line, right? And there was one.
Well, there is a ward on the left side of the tree line as well, yes, but... Yeah, super unfortunate. I mean, you have to figure that the ward is going to be over there.
Yeah.
That
is it.
You already used your Fortify. It's on cooldown for another 30 seconds here, and so they managed to take the tier 3 and going to be able to grab these outposts on their way back. They're probably going to control Roche Pit for the next 2 minutes here. They're going to grab tier 3 neutral items, then they're going to bring up this push again. Even though I preferred Aster.Aries lineup, you didn't manage to win these lanes hard enough. Well, as soon as the laning phase ended, there's just like I don't know, 8-1 kill advantage for the side of Magma.
Red Panda trying to get aggressive on a TZY, just pops the BKB and he will TP home. Does not want to risk anything.
That's a great play. The rest of his team is way too far. Yeah, he tried to stand his ground and fight against it. Shadow Demon ultimate, he just ends up dying. Paladin sword found on Death Prophet. I'm not... I guess he's not going to hold on to that one. They'll probably pass the way of Juggernaut. He just jumps out on the Ember Spirit. Put you on Juggernaut. So this is the build a lot of people go when they're playing a losing game on the Jug. When they're playing against heroes with so much magical damage, they just want to bring somebody down inside a single spin. So his like goal is going to be Blink, Omni, Slash with all these extra effects on his auto attack. So Blink, spin on top of somebody on the back line, and maybe
Dire team ban.
Business subset.
Radiant
go?
team ban.
Yep.
Let's fucking kill this shit.
Dire team ban.
Transitioning.
Radiant
3, 2,
team
and
ban. Dire
1.
team pick.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to the
Radiant
DPC CN. My name is R Cryptic, and of course, here with Neff Sensei, we're going into game 2 of Aster.Aries and Magma.
Radiant
Dude,
team
I am just so stoked. I don't know, I can't contain the excitement I have for the series tonight, so I don't know how the players are managing this at all.
Probably less excitement, more stress, because a very important match for them after having played, a super condensed DPC season over a super small period of time. But if there's a time for them to show up and perform their
10
absolute best, it is going to be now.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of options, right?
Yeah, even more important than
5
any
seconds
Div 1
remaining.
match, this one is going to be. And both, in my opinion, Div 1 caliber teams, Aster.Aries and Team Magma. And
I feel like all top of the 4 are.
Yep. And they do end up taking my advice. They target these
Dire team
TZY
ban.
heroes as bans. They get rid of the Pangolier, which he played absolutely amazing this season. And they got rid of the Spirit Breaker, which I'm pretty sure they do run on the position 3. And it's been a little bit more popular in the position 3 lately.
Yeah, I think that is correct. And yeah, it makes sense. There's no reason to give them the comfort heroes.
10
And then, of course, they
seconds
take the
remaining.
Mars themselves as a little bit of deny pick there for phase
5
1.
seconds
That being
remaining.
said, Magma grabbed the Abaddon Rubik. Once again, the same support duo opener we saw last game, which I did
Radiant
question.
team
I was like, that's really weird. We don't really see double support openers. But Rubik, incredibly strong against the Mars, if you're able to get the spear. And then
Dire
against Rubik,
team
I mean, that
ban.
one is a no-brainer. I mean, it's one of the best reasons to pick this hero. The Abaddon, a good save. Yeah, I mean, they just played it really well. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're just going to run it back.
Yeah. I still do feel like it reveals a lot about your draft in the early stages, and you're limited with,
10
you're
seconds
able to.
remaining.
Your ability to find kills and make plays around the map in the
5
early game.
seconds
But
remaining.
last time, they just kind of punished the early game dives that Aster.Aries tried to make. I mean, that's what happened by the mid lane. The dude TP'd in, they ended up turning things around on them, finding 3 kills, and then from there, they just kind of snowballed. This game, I'm wondering if Aster.Aries will make those same mistakes, so they'll play their lanes a little bit more static.
Radiant
Weaver
team ban.
is able to be very annoying at running these heroes down and stopping the supports from being able to assist their
Radiant
carries
team
inside the
pick.
lane, their cores inside the lane. But
Of pay.
I feel like there was no issue with Mars in the last game, other than the fact that maybe Juggernaut wasn't assisting the team as early as he could have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really do like this support duo opener, specifically
10
into the Mars
seconds
Weaver.
remaining.
So I don't think it's like that like
5
weak of an
seconds
opener, but they
remaining.
also just grabbed the Queen of Pain here without seeing Aster.Aries mid lane options. So they could go back for the Death Prophet. Honestly, it is one of those heroes that I think on paper is a good
Dire
matchup
team
against the Queen of Pain. It used to be Queen of Pain favor, but I think in the current meta, it has been going a lot more for Death Prophet. But dang, if that ain't a spicy double pick here. Ogre Magi and the Shadow Fiend, which we've typically seen ran in the safe lane, except for Paparazzi,
10
who is run at
seconds.
mid. So I'm
Back.
curious what they decide to do here for Aster, if this is going to be White Album mid lane, or if it's going to be a Shadow Fiend safe lane. And then Terrorblade, a hero that has not been that successful, honestly.
No, it hasn't. We just watched. There's just some Terrorblade earlier though.
Radiant
Did not
team
end up
ban.
winning.
So
But
yes,
there was some
unsuccessful.
Terrorblade earlier.
Confirming my point. Yes, I love it.
Look, man, what I'm trying to say is that there was Terrorblade. That hasn't been the best. The hero is a lot tankier than it used to be. I feel like he is super good. If you end up going to the Ultra late game, there's a lot of carry matchup that he's very good against. He does play very well against the Shadow Fiend as well, because Shadow Fiend likes being able to melt heroes with his Prince of the Dark Lord aura and huge right click damage. And somebody who has as much armor as the TB doesn't really care about that aura coming out from SF. So in all likelihood,
10
well,
seconds.
they have more
remaining.
incentive to run this as a mid lane and have it do spell damage rather than that like
5
passive
seconds
stats build
remaining.
in the safe lane with SF that we've been seeing a little bit lately. So I imagine this is going to be a mid at this point. They're going to run something else on Ulu in the safe lane. They also get rid of the Drow Ranger. Again, here they could end up going right through TB's armor. That would have been an excellent counter, and does pair fairly nicely with the Shadow.
Radiant team back.
With the Shadow Fiend, just because you get that marksmanship
Team
agility, and it's somebody who can pump out a lot of damage. They try to run at the Drow. Faces Void banned out as well. You don't want to, play against a hero that can do setup and hold people in place while SF just beats you down or turn team fights around you for punishing you for jumping on the SF. So the options are a little bit more limited here. I think they're going to need a position 1 that can play kind of far forward. Because Ogre plays far back, Weaver plays far back, and Shadow Fiend legs playing behind the rest of the team.
Yeah, I would say with this last pick here, man, I just don't know where this Shadow Fiend is going, and that's actually one of the strengths of this pick. It really throws a wrench into the draft because they can take it either position. We've seen it routinely in the safe lane, and I think that's where it's going with the Ogre. So they could still go for like the Death Prophet mid, but
SF's going mid. We'll make a friendly bet on it.
I mean, I already owe you one non-branded energy drink.
Yeah.
So next time I see you, I'll make sure to get one of those. You want to double or nothing?
Yeah, double or nothing.
Okay.
Let's go.
What lane? Where you said it's going safe lane?
Yeah, safe lane SF.
No, you just said I was going mid lane.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, mid.
Trying to gaslight you. Don't worry about it. Gotta win my bet here. I almost got him.
Yeah, this is going mid SF. I'm
all right.
Absolutely. Or I'm fairly certain it would be easier to pick a mid lane hero here, or even run like the Mars mid, because you definitely need like frontliner safe lane here in order to make this SF work. But I am almost certain that it's going to be a mid lane SF. And they think they've kind of realized that they jabbed themselves into a corner. They would have loved to have the Drow or the Faces Void here, but now they aren't exactly sure what they want to do. The pure confusion on their faces.
I like the
Radiant
Doom and the
Bloodseeker.
Beastmaster bands here. Ooh.
Oh, okay, whatever, dude.
I mean, it's a lot of pure damage, and it's really good at holding this Terrorblade when he kind of likes to be able to run around with meta. So it's also strong against the Queen of Pain, at least until she has her. Is it the talent that gives her the range, or the shard that gives her the range?
5
Shard just reduces
remaining.
cooldown, right?
The shard gives her the silence.
It gives you the silence. Does it not do anything else now? Yeah, it's just this. Yeah, it is just the silence and damage. I think you're right. So I know Queen of Pain routinely has been able to outblink the range with Bloodseeker's Rupture, but
so you have to walk a little bit and then blink.
Yeah,
because how Bloodseeker Rupture works is if you go over 1300 range in a
single instance.
No, it's over 0.0015 seconds or something like. Hold on, I can pull this up.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Then you basically don't take damage from the Rupture, is what you're saying. So
yes, but it's 1300 is the threshold. So if you go anything over 1300 in like the very small window where it checks, then you take no damage from it. So you can mess it up every so often, but good Queen of Pain players will be able to pretty consistently dodge out the Rupture damage when they use Blink.
So Magma need an off lane here. They're anticipating a safe lane Bloodseeker most likely. So I would say
You may now select your hero.
Sand King. Okay, that's not bad. I was thinking of something that was a little bit more aggressive, but you really don't have any tanks on the side of Magma. You really do need an initiator. You need a frontline hero, and Sand King going for like an early Vanguard is pretty strong.
I mean, the early Vanguard, I'm not crazy about this. Doesn't do too much in this game in particular. And they really like that dog champ line.
Dude, everyone loves the dog champ line. It is so good, dude. The Awus are perfect. There's some great voice lines in a lot of team packs this year. I'm really happy that teams are putting a lot more attention into it and spending a little bit more time like putting out some quality content for their fans.
I sure can't wait for, you know, certain voice packs to be added to the game that haven't been added yet.
I'm sure you have no skin in that game at all.
I have no skin in that game, and I'm sure not waiting impatiently for those to be added.
It's all right.
Wondering why everything else wasn't completed yet.
It's all right. I'll eventually get a voice line. I'm sure, right? We'll copium. It'll be fine.
Both of us, right?
Yeah. But yeah, we got game 2. I'm excited, man. This is a big one. Magma already up 1 game here. Aster.Aries. This is a must win for them, or their dreams of Division 1 are shattered. So we'll see how it goes. Favor in the draft. What do you think, Neff? How do you like them?
Oh, okay, whatever, dude. I
Honestly,
just woke up, not even trying right now, and I'm like,
I
Prepare for
preferred
battle.
Aster.Aries in the previous game as their draft, and I prefer their players as well. But Magma, they brought it so good in that last game. You know what? I'm still going with Aster.Aries. I'm a believer. I'll curse him if I have to. I'm a believer in him.
Thank you, Don Breaker, for introducing us to game number 2. Very excited here. And we are off once again. Neff, quick question. Did you notice who's playing Shadow Fiend here?
Yeah, that's White Album. The mid player. Are you okay?
30
No, I'm
seconds.
not okay. I'm not okay.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, we okay, so you know, we'll double or nothing again sometime.
Yeah.
Sure, fine.
Yeah, definitely White Album, the mid player. I was starting to question my own reality. You sounded pretty confident when you brought up that question. I'm like, yeah, I'm certain he's the mid player. He wasn't playing this season. He's listed his position 2. He was mid last game.
I was hoping you were gonna think that that I like successfully gaslighted you into thinking that you said safe lane or something.
What's a little gaslighting in between friends?
All right.
oh, okay, whatever, dude.
yeah,
I just woke up, not even trying right now.
Gonna be a
and
great
I'm
mid lane matchup here. The Queen of Pain versus the Shadow Fiend. You don't really have the ability to dagger spam, honestly, as much with this, because you're just gonna get hit by Raze, right?
Yeah, especially at the level 1. The 450 range, which is the cast range for the level 1 Shadow Strike, that's the sweet spot where all 3 Shadow Razes can land on you. There's the, I think it's like the 300 AoE that each Shadow Raze has as it comes out as a projectile. So if you're 450 range in front of Shadow Fiend, exactly how far you'd have to be to throw that Shadow Strike out, he can hit you with any Shadow Raze at that point in that cast animation.
Yep.
So you have to be quite careful about that one. I don't think Dust is going to allow White Album to stack him up too many times. In fact, he hasn't even gone for the dagger. Most Queen of Pains anyway, they go Scream at level 1 or to secure CS.
White Album definitely taking a page out of the paparazzi book we saw the other day, playing very aggressive on the mid lane Shadow Fiend, just trying to get these early levels. He's already up to 7 and 1. Meanwhile, Kazi took a lot of damage here bottom on the Abaddon. It looks like he's gonna be okay.
Radiant's
We're here to
courier
watch
has been
White Album
killed.
Shadow Fiend. I want to see him play this mid lane. I'm here to
I know
learn.
you're a big fan of SF gameplay. Me, not so much. I feel like this hero isn't really that competitive viable until I saw paparazzi on it the last couple of days. He definitely won me over.
I mean, clearly you've just never seen me play this hero either, so I don't know what to tell you. You're really
If I
missing
did,
out.
I blocked out those memories.
You jerk. Oh, man.
Nothing like repressed trauma. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of trauma between friends. Ulu really does like this line.
Shout out to Dog Champ. Oh, bottom lane? Top lane? Yeah, TZY. He's going to just TP back to his tier 1 tower here, but he's taking a lot of damage, so he's got to be careful. That Fire Blast into the Blood Right doesn't have any points in the Burrow Strike yet to try and get out of that, so.
But Mercy will have a salve drop on him, so he's going to be able to heal back up and not have to play so far back. So doesn't lose up on too much XP. It would have been pretty awful to have to TP back to the base when the lane was pushing in like that, though. He would have lost a lot of XP underneath his tower, probably like 2 waves worth, like that last one and then this one again. If they could have shoved it in on Ulu, they probably would have tried if he TP'd back to base on the SK.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see too much action just yet out of this top lane. Mid, looking back over here, SF still winning, beating Dust here. He will have farm Dust just because Jellyfin does farm a little bit faster.
Bottom lane,
with all these water runes in the game.
Terrorblade, he's out by himself, and that is going to be the first blood. He just gets pulled back by the spear, and the Abaddon not there to save him. So, I mean, good start for Aster.Aries in this game.
I mean, the Mars is the most farmed hero at the start of the last game as well, but did end up coming back into that one on Magma in the safe lane. I imagine this one will be no different. You recover pretty well on Terrorblade as well if you end up losing the lane. But giving too free of a game to the Mars isn't ideal. Top lane.
Oh yeah, get aggressive here on TZY. Red Panda going for the rundown body blocks from Mercy. Not going to be there. Fire Blast in one. She's one more love tap, and he's got it. Red Panda taking down the Sand King top lane. Walking away on his chicken. Very happy. He just, the waddle that this hero has is just so, I don't even know. It is something. He's so smug, you know?
He's an absolute dump truck of a hero, and he's got quite the waddle on him. Is that what you wanted to say?
I mean, you said it, not me, dude. I don't know.
All right, bottom lane here, Kazi. I feel like you have to be careful with how far away you move from the TP, especially when the wave is pushed that far in. Otherwise, they're going to be able to turn it around on him again. I mean, they ended up deceptively melting him last time. They don't have the urn yet on Weaver, so mostly physical damage. The Terrorblade not likely he's going to be able to survive it just because he has so much armor and decent movement speed.
And normally you'd want to have the Weaver getting pretty close to it, and you know he's almost there, just about a few hundred gold away. And once again, Terrorblade a little bit out of position, but the spear will not connect this time. They're still going to do a lot of damage. Nice heal there coming through from the Abaddon. We'll be able to keep him in fighting shape.
Yep. Top him back up. I mean, he's very low HP here, base HP hero, but he tons of armor, so the small amounts of HP recovered by throwing out these miscoils go a pretty long way on Terrorblade. But they're keeping him zoned out. I mean, again, way more farm than this TB right now on this Mars. Bloodseeker, he's struggling a little bit as well. Not as high, well, about tied in net worth with the TP, but it's not easy playing a melee hero into the SK.
Radiant's top
So
tower
hasn't found as much farm as he otherwise could.
White Album's getting very aggressive mid, but Red Panda top actually falling low here to Mercy, but gets the Ignite off and will be able to once again just waddle away. But top 3 CS positions all held by Aries, and by a pretty decent margin in the side lanes. Mid, kind of even. Well, I guess not really. He's still 10 CS ahead in the mid lane, plus plenty of denies. Dust will grab that illusion rune, but yeah, once again, Mars top net worth here at that 6-minute mark.
Under attack.
Jellyfin's going for a Falcon Blade for some reason. I don't think I've ever seen this in an SF in the mid lane.
Really? You haven't?
No. Top lane, they find the kill on TZY.
Yeah. All right. Once again, nicely done. I mean, you only have 2 points in the blood, right? So I'm surprised they have enough damage, but I guess he's really deep in the lane, so they have a lot of chase potential there. Yeah, the Falcon Blade is normally something you see through the safe lane SF because you don't really go for the bottle, right? And it's like your mana regen item, but still really favoring the Falcon Blade. Tanks him up a little bit. Yeah, Rubik ran down as well. Ulu level 6 now, which gives him Rupture. So TZY has to be very careful in this lane now. And it looks like he's going for the wraparound here on Red Panda, so they could go ahead and drop that right now.
Ulu's HP is a little bit low. He probably needs to heal up off of this pre-play before he can go back in. Otherwise, he just dies trying to fight him underneath the sandstorm.
They get the Terrorblade bottom last second, and they're going to chase after Kazi, do a little bit of damage here. Mercy with the rotation in. Spear does connect up Abaddon. Does go down as well. It is Aries turning on the heat here in game number 2. 6-0. They're pinging top. They want to go TZY again.
They're going to be able to.
They drop the Rupture. He's got that epicenter, but there it is. The Fire Blast into the blood right, and he is not going to be able to make it out of this one. Tries to stand his ground against Ulu, but it's just not in time.
Yeah. Maybe if he had gone for a couple more auto attacks, instead of trying to get that epicenter off, but he interrupted that one twice, once from the stun, second time when that silence ended up connecting with them. And I mean, it was pretty scary trying to fight with the Sand King underneath the storm there, but unfortunately both these heroes quite tanky. And now 7-0 for the side of Aster.Aries, popping off this game. I think it only gets worse from here. I mean, they don't have heroes that can... they did in the previous game. They're a little bit better for it, but their supports aren't great. Rubik and Abaddon, both not great at setting up kills and finding ganks. SK is okay at it, but that's like once he gets his Blink Dagger. So they're going to struggle to find their way back in this game unless Aster.Aries makes, you know, was a pretty significant mistake. So it tries to dodge and, you know, allow Abaddon to turn these fights around. After what happened last game, I don't see that happening this time around.
Telekinesis right into the Brunswick epicenter, but he's able to block it, and now a second rupture comes out with the Sand King, Red Panda. Oh no. The stun duration was not enough. It's only a level 1 burrow strike. He just turns right around with that fire blast.
Add another to the tally.
And they are looking very strong. Ulu is incredibly farmed on this Bloodseeker, level 8 now. They've also managed to find the Rubik here. Bloodright will connect, and Ulu sure to run him down here. Ignite gonna make pretty easy work of him as well. So Ulu now up to 3-0-3.
Yep. TK and come over here to get some blocks off into the camp, but unfortunately Terrorblade waiting here for him, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna know that these camps are blocked. They're gonna get dewarded pretty quickly. I think there's already sentries. No sentries flying out just yet, but the supports will probably make our way over there, get those cleaned up. There's no other reason why we would be over there than
Well, they commit the Sonic Wave here to take down TK. They are very annoyed by this bug.
Space created or something like that. That is the first kill of the game, so Magma on the board now.
On the board indeed. Morale kill there for sure. Dust links up to the top rune, but Mercy forced to grab that haste as a result. Red Panda was already there.
Yeah, that's when we're going to get to that one, unfortunately. And I think he's a little bit too close to the rune to be able to body block him to slow him down at all.
Man, this Bloodseeker is going to be a massive problem.
Yeah. 5k net worth here at the 5-minute mark, and Mars is about that far ahead as well. 3k net worth lead here for Aster.Aries, only 10 minutes into the game. They're going to try to set up something. I mean, they put TZY down here in the bottom lane.
You got Arena. Again, it's like so scary.
Yeah, they're not going to go for this one. They know that the only way that Magma get back to the game is that they dive these towers, they mess it up, they allow Bad to turn the fights underneath the towers. So they don't want to go for them. Instead, they'll just farm through the enemy team's jungle and start to position themselves around this mid-tier 1.
Dust should have seen this rotation mid. You did see them under the ward, so...
Yep, so they're playing further back and causing TPs in here. But yeah, they're just going to play the out-farming game right now. They know that they can't actually take these towers against these heroes that are solid defending, so they'll play back. You're even going for defensive items instead of getting the Blink Dagger to tank up on the... or to set up kills on the Sand King. They went for Hood of Defiance as his first item.
He does need it. He has to have the Hood of Defiance this game. There's just way too much magic burst that comes through from Aries, and he's the only one that can really sit in front of towers. So now he's not susceptible to like just the Mars Arena, right? He might actually survive through it. White Album, level 10 though on the Shadow Fiend, has that Falcon Blade 440 build. So I'm curious what he decides to go for next. My guess would be he's going, I mean, he's not queuing up. He didn't go like President of the Dark Sword, so he's not going like the right click build. You have plenty of right click damage. Well, mid lane actually, hold on.
Quick build. He's got the attack speed talent.
Not so grand after all.
Quick pick off there for the Mars. They will head into the triangle TK, just yoinking your bounty rune.
Is under attack.
Well, they're not gonna be able to chase Terrorblade down, but they can't force him back into the tier 2 and stop him from farming. So evading his side of the map, stopping him from being able to get anything. They still haven't taken any towers though.
All right, yeah, he is just gonna build, I believe, a BKB or a Dragonlance, right? He's got the Ogre Club coming out, or the Ogre Axe. Sorry.
Well,
TZY
it depends
in the
on what
mid
their
lane.
items are going to be. If he can get away with it, he'll go for the Dragon. Lance, otherwise he'll go BKB as his first item. He's got to build tanky. You can't allow him to get kills off onto him. He's just too far ahead.
He's actually not that farmed here on White Album. He's given a lot of space on over to the Mars and the Bloodseeker, right? And as a result, I think you're pretty happy with the state of the game. Ulu is enormous. 13 minutes in here, 6,300, almost 6,400 net worth. Weaver goes down playing in their triangle once again.
Yeah. I mean, these forcing them to play all so close together, though, so they're not using the resources of the map very well on the side of Magma. Like, yes, they'll get a little bit of extra XP and gold for finding that kill,
Middle tower is
but
under
everyone
attack.
else in the team is going to fall or like stay very far behind. The supports are broke. Sand King is
There's
broke.
the Blink Arena, comes out, finds the Queen of Pain, silenced up by the Bloodright, and Ulu gets the kill last second before she's able to blink on out. And there's gonna be the Rupture thrown onto the Terrorblade. Red Panda gonna go down to the Terrorblade.
The Rupture stolen.
He did steal Rupture onto the Mars, but do they have the damage? You are stuck here for the moment. TK rotating on and able to provide vision here onto Mercy. The Bug's also going to connect onto Abaddon and the Terrorblade. TCY on the backside. Here's the big Epi. He gets the Bro Strike onto the Shadow Fiend, but can he bring him down? He does in time. Fantastic turn of events there for the side of Magma.
They didn't have vision behind the tower. They couldn't see the Sand King sneaking up on them like that, and then end up getting just a little bit too close to the trees there. I guess they figured there's no way Sand King has gotten that team by those small lapse in judgment will a lot of XP and gold. Well, I'm not going to be too happy about going there. Probably wish they built that PKB now. He would be able to survive that one. It's all magic damage. It end up taking him apart. He might just disassemble this Dragon Lance to do a BKB as his next item. And yeah, he's got it queued up now. A little bit greedy there. He'd go for a tanky build on this SF, but unfortunately, not as tanky as Magic Immunity.
Yeah, not at all. You smoke back up and head bottom here on the Mars. The Rupture as well as the Bloodright combo. Very strong with the Spear. Arena cooling down as well. So they're just trying to see if they can find someone defending this tower, it would seem. But top lane, TZY going to apply pressure of his own.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He'll do a pretty good job of this. I think he's not going to take the tower nearly as quickly, doesn't do as much damage or have as much attacks as the Bloodseeker, but just clear out the waves pretty.
Yeah, he got the Blood Rage attack speed talent. This thing is so good.
Yeah, does came up here as well. Does end up showing herself, so I don't think anyone's going to defend this tier 1 tower. They have to TP the whole squad in after the Mars, and I think the only person they'd be able to find is maybe the Sand King.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that's if they drop a Rupture on him.
Dire's top tower.
Does end up being a 1-for-1 trade, and they try to set up on this mid tower now.
Yeah, they do. They managed to find the Rubik there, and pretty easy pick off. TZY comes in though once again, and this Sand King pretty tanky. They immediately get the D-wards, dropping sentries underneath the tower. Kazi's just walking up like, come on, man, stop.
Three sentry.
Oh my goodness, that is something else.
The economy of Aster.Aries in shambles.
I love Abaddon. He's just like, his whole time in that fight was just running after sentries. Sonic Wave comes through, ends up finding the Ogre, but not dead quite yet. They might go for the. He's tanky enough. That's a level 1 dagger.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
We've
attack.
thought about denying him.
White Album did deny him. Free trip back to base, I guess.
That's I mean, I was gonna say that's Soul's baby, but
I honestly think he did it for a free trip back to base.
Yeah, that was a free trip back to base.
Because he did buy out before he died.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just better to die in Dota, I guess.
I would lose it if someone did that to me, but it's probably optimal. The disrespect on that.
Hey, I know you're not gonna die, but what if?
What if you did? I think the worst thing is several times when I've played Dota, I've done the math and I wasn't going to go down, and then my teammate will try and deny me, and it'll bring me like low enough for the dot to finish me off. That's happened to me a couple times.
Oh my goodness! I just watched White Album deny the whole mid lane.
I was so angry when that happened. Oh my god.
Ooh, Mars almost finds the Queen of Pain there, but Dust able to make it out. He drops the arena anyway. Hoping for the best, but not today, sir.
Very embarrassing.
Someone was trying to tell me the other day that Arena grants vision, and I was like, no. Like it does not grant vision beyond the arena. That is not a thing.
No.
I was like, that would be way too strong. That ability is already very good.
Middle tower has fallen.
White Album, pump faking the Requiem. Gonna throw it now as he catches the Queen of Pain. Ends up sending the Sand King the wrong way with that epicenter, and TZY just gets crushed. This Bloodseeker doing an insane amount of damage, and Kazi gets that borrowed time off for the moment, but he's still got bugs on him, and TK looking to close that gap as it's gonna go the way of Mars. With that blink forward, another 3 kills here for the side of Aster.Aries, further pushing their lead. And into Roshan they go.
Yeah, that was a beautiful Requiem, and I guess it's unfortunate timing for the Sand King. Trying to gap that distance, and he ends up getting pushed back. He very much needs that Blink Dagger. Which meant it's coming out kind of late, but he's 0-5 and 1. The only kill that he ended up finding this game was, you know, that SF when he snuck up to him in the top lane. Other than that, he hasn't really had a game on TZY, but they did target him with some of these bans. I mean, the biggest concern for them on the side of Aster.Aries was making so TZY would have an awful time, and it is working.
Yeah, it's completely different lane stage here from Aster.Aries, right? Like, they are looking so much better here in this game as opposed to last game, and this Bloodseeker is going to be a major issue. There's a nice spear, catches the Rubik, stuck inside the Blood, right? And it's gonna be a pickup there for the Mars.
Game going rougher and rougher now. 4-17, 6k net with advantage for the side of Aster.Aries.
So what's the avenue to get back in this game here if you are Team Magma? Is it just the Terrorblade? Is that it?
Hive Scotty on the TB is very big. 50% slow onto
Radiant's top
the
tower
SF.
is under attack.
Using through his BKB. The healing reduction onto the Bloodseeker is not going to heal as much when he gets on top of the heroes and start taking them down. All lane. Looks like they're going to lose Queen of Pain.
Oh no, another Arena Spear combo.
That and, you know, the Blink Dagger on the Sand King. I think Aster.Aries is playing this fairly well. They know that they don't have great, you know, ability to find kills. The only person who can do that, get a job of finding kills, is the Sand King, and that's with a Blink Dagger, which they only just got. Other than that, Aster.Aries, it's like their game to make mistakes and go too far on. They haven't been doing that this time. I think they learned their lesson from the previous game. This draft, Aster.Aries figured out pretty quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
White Album.
I mean, White Album is feeling very strong. He did disassemble into the BKB on his way back to the Dragonlance, and with the Aegis as well as that BKB, he is such a difficult target to kill. TZY does have the blink like you were talking about, but it looks like they're just going to give up this mid tower. I do not really blame them. He's got the presence aura affects buildings now, so these towers are so much easier for them to take.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
-7 armor reduction. They're looking to open up outposts, it looks like. They will have Fortify available for this one. Dust.
Dire's top
Trying to help clear up this creep wave, but
they're gonna get back.
pretty heavy commitment here from Aster.Aries to go for this.
I'm trying to grab next couple of items. I mean, BKB was just complete on the Mars. They could try to make a move with this one, but Bloodseeker in the middle of working on his Sanyaksha, sitting on 2,000 gold right now. He might just wait
He's ready to go. He's got the blink. He's looking for these targets. The question is, will he find them? Up on the high ground is going to see Mercy, and he breaks it with the Sakuchi. Well done, but he finds the Sand King anyway, but it's a spear doesn't actually connect. TZY able to make it out for the time being. Does need to be careful though.
Over those trees there.
Radiant's top
It
tower
looks like
is
they're just
under
going to turn their
attack.
attention here to this tier 1 tower. Oh, Arena comes out. They don't have the cancel though. He's able to TP.
Slightly too slow on that spear. That was so close. End up dropping another sentry onto the tower. This time he doesn't get too bored
Radiant's
though.
top tower has fallen.
Not yet.
Dire's
Abaddon
bottom
on his
tower
way, I'm
is
sure.
under attack.
But yeah, they continue to pull further ahead here on the side of Aster.Aries. Playing very tight with each other on Magma. The only person playing by himself is TZY, and you know he hasn't had a great game because of it. 0-5 at the moment. I think they are
So
forced.
there it is. Oh, go ahead.
They're forced to kind of stall this out for the next minute because the only way that they win these team fights if they get the jump on the Shadow Fiend somehow, and he doesn't get his BKB off. But you know, if he goes down, he comes back up, he's able to pop this and just kind of punish with an arena setup, followed by a Requiem after a BKB, and turn the team fight around. If you're like you're all in on the Magma heroes.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
And your only initiation is the Blink Dagger on the Sand King and him jumping in with Epic Center. So if everything doesn't go perfectly, then you just straight up lose the fight. So they don't have the opportunity for 2 initiations. They need the stages to expire before they can find anything. Kazi is a long way from home.
Yeah, he's gonna pop that borrowed time. White Album. There's no way he continues the chase here, right? Yeah. But he does force 2 supports out of the bottom lane now, and that opens up this tier 2 tower for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it. I thought they might come back, but they still aren't ready to fight on many of these heroes. Queen of Pain still 500 gold off this. Well, more than that, 700 gold off the BKB.
He's just going to be reclaiming their fortification for the moment to push them out. I mean, one thing you didn't talk about is how big this IF Scotty timing is going to be for the Terrorblade. He has it completed, working towards his next item. It is honestly one of the best items in dealing with the Shadow Fiend. This guy hates this item. Like, having to deal with a IF Scotty as a Shadow Fiend is such a miserable experience.
50% slow. Also, you really struggle to stand your ground if you end up getting Satanic. TV just works wonders with it.
My house.
So there's a weird bug you can pull with
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Necromastery Shard.
For the dream.
They end up changing it. We consume 1 soul per attack. You can toggle it off while it's in. You toggle it on so it makes your next auto attack crit. You can toggle it off while your auto attack is in midair. It won't consume the soul. It won't go on cooldown, and it'll still crit.
Yeah, it sounds like a ridiculous bug.
Feature.
Yeah.
Feature.
Sorry, that sounds like a really cool feature, but also an incredible amount of like attention probably wasted on managing that instead of paying attention to the actual fight.
And like when to use your BKB and who to be targeting in the fight. Yeah, that's true.
One thing to notice, the Weaver has an Orchid. So a lot of times we see like the Spirit Vessel into the Aghanim Scepter, but he's got himself a Medallion and an Orchid and on his way to a Yule Scepter and a Shard. So TK, a very different utility build here out of the 4-position Weaver than some of the ones that we've seen.
Yeah, I think... I'm not exactly sure whether for the Medallion. I guess they're really prioritizing minus armor. Like,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Solar Crest is great if they want to be able to just, you know, drop that on SF and have them chip away at the high ground, but the Solar Crest isn't even completed. He just went straight Medallion.
They got the Mars. Telekinesis, he gets the arena, trapping 4 heroes, and in comes White Album, but doesn't actually connect on that Requiem now. And you got a problem with Bloodseeker. You're trying to do what you can on the Terrorblade. He's able to get the Sunder off onto White Album. The Burrow Strike comes through the Terrorblade, doing a lot of damage. He gets the Requiem off, gonna be able to TP home. Red Panda will fall, and Dust now chasing after TK. Yo, big overextension here from Aster.Aries.
Yeah, that Mars figured, all right, if we're going to be able to catch them out, we can easily take this fight. But this is what Team Magma's been waiting for the entire game, them to extend a little bit too far forward and punish them for it. The Requiem didn't end up coming off, and Shadow Fiend, he just doesn't do a ton of right-click damage at this point. He went for a tanky build, not a build with like a bunch of right-click damage. He didn't end up going for that Silver Edge. Instead, he went for the Satanic is his next item. Weaver doesn't do too much. Bloodseeker as well. Like, he's got Black King Bar and Sanj and Yasha. He can survive in the team fights, but they can't dish out a ton of damage during this arena.
They find Ulu here. This is huge. Blink up. Burrow Strike comes out. He doesn't have a BKB. The Spear even from Mercy, and that Bloodseeker goes down. 700 gold for the Queen of Pain. This game suddenly back in reach of Magma. 3,300 XP for that kill, Neff.
All right, that is kind of ridiculous, but he is the most farmed hero on their team, and they're gonna try to find a kill off onto White Album.
He gets the BKB off, but the IF Scotty, man, it just slows him. He turns on his own BKB. He's gonna chase him down. White Album goes down, and Red Panda trying to get away. Force staff up onto the high ground. Spear gonna push back Dust, but he gets the reflection off in Terrorblade, just trying to chase down this Ogre, and there it is, the Spear from Mercy. The one spell you can't give on over to the Rubik. He stole it last game. He's got it this game, and he is very happy about it. Roshan on cooldown for about 15 seconds. They scout this out. It is big.
And the 2 laps of judgment from Aster.Aries going for that last push and then playing too far forward when a lot of these things were on cooldown. The Eye of Scotty means that the SF isn't able to play unless you got somebody sitting up behind him, and right there, super heavy punishment on the Bloodseeker. I think he can be in the bottom lane and just immediately look for another kill after they find him.
Mercy finds the Roche, so they get the tier 2, the Outpost, and potentially Roshan's second Aegis and Shard. These are all really big. I'm sure they give the Shard over to the Queen of Pain. The silence plus the extra damage is very good.
This is not good for the side of Aster.Aries, man. It all fell apart when you lost that fight in the top lane. And there was like, I don't think they should have taken that fight in the first place, but you know, they couldn't finish off that Terrorblade before the SF BKB expired. White Album ended up going like full HP down to like 30%. Was forced out of that team fight. Dropped the Requiem super late. There's just so many things that ended up going wrong for them, and getting picked off all over the map afterwards. And now losing to Roshan, and fighting you this Terrorblade for any of these heroes come ultra late game is not going to be easy. Yes, SF can kind of do it, but we were talking about this one in the draft. Your minus armor, your right click damage is going to be kind of useless against him, and you did opt to go for a right click damage build.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, White Album, he's kind of like a hybrid, right? He's this tanky, like kind of Requiem spellcaster that also does right click. Like, he does a lot of damage, but it's not a Terrorblade, right? Like, there's no counter to this late game Terrorblade if he's just popped the meta. The Bloodseeker might be able to if he gets like the Mjolnir completed with like a basher. It's definitely possible because he attacks so fast, but
got the basher queued up. But you know, you're fighting into this TB who's now got 40 armor. His teammates are around and this medallion on him, and
he's top net worth now, baby. I mean, this is what you were worried about if you were Aster.Aries. You do not want to see this Terrorblade eclipsing you on the net worth chart, and he has done it. Use up that butterfly next, which is a huge item for him. I figured this would be a no-brainer, as I mean, neither Bloodseeker or Shadow Fiend want to build one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Dust mid lane. Ooh. Forced to BKB. Spear was actually just barely off the mark, but he will leave anyway. It's gonna be on cooldown here for about another minute.
Yeah, the map is very small all of a sudden. Titan Sliver found on the Terrorblade as well. If your life wasn't hard enough already, Sanj and Yasha, Titan Sliver, he's going to have 31% status distance. You only almost reducing his stun time by a third.
They do get the scan here. The Dire do know where they are, but both teams are smoked up.
Into this, though.
You got the high ground advantage. They do get a war down on the high ground. Mercy will pop the smoke, blinks in the arena onto 3. Mercy actually gonna dodge out with the Yules. You caught the Terrorblade. He's fine with this, but the Rubik does end up going down. TZY comes in with a big epicenter. The Rupture is on top of him. There's going to be the Dust. The Mars just going to TP home. Kazi here on this Abaddon, trying to do what he can. The borrowed time will come through. Ulu, he doesn't have the damage. Big Sonic Wave forced to BKB. Have lost the Ogre as the Terrorblade. He's just too strong. White Album unable to join the fight at all.
I mean, you can jump them, you can exactly where they are, but you don't have enough damage to bring down this TB anymore. Like, there's absolutely no way you kill him inside this Mars Arena with the spear. You've got too much damage, since he's always going to be able to get this BKB off. It's done perfectly. You don't have enough burst damage for him.
He's got Abaddon, who's always next to him as well, right? Like, that's the other situation. It's like, you've got to somehow burst him without the Abaddon being nearby. And we see why Magma's now picked it 2 games in a row. White Album will BKB TP home. He does not want to risk that these other heroes are here.
Yeah, White Album is currently working on solutions to this Abaddon. The Silver Edge, well, Shadow Blade into his Silver Edge, he's probably got queued up next. Looking to just bring him down, pop his, or break his ultimate passive. And kill him before he has an opportunity to react, but...
Mercy Great find here onto the Weaver. Oh, he doesn't end up stealing an ability here. He's trying to find him, but only grabs the time lapse. They do see him running on into the trees. TZY comes here. They get the Yules. That's going to be a gem. And Weaver will end up going down.
Yep. Picks that one up immediately on TZY. Another tool in their kit. And they will end up losing this Aegis before they're able to push, but they're going to have a butterfly on this TB instead. There it is. Completed.
Just going to, I'm assuming, backpack the Dragonlance?
No, the Aegis is going to expire soon.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I know he swaps it in eventually. I just figured he'd backpack the Dragonlance for now, but it's not a big deal. But
I don't see how they bring him down now. 3,200 HP, 37 armor, and then the evasion on top of that. With all the stats since he has, a single mistake that they made up in the top lane ended up costing them this entire game. It felt like getting back into this is going to be so hard.
Yeah, I mean, they had an 82% chance to win here earlier in the game here on Aster.Aries, and it is now 76 in favor of Magma. An almost 15,000 gold exchange.
I mean, that's just the nature of this current patch that we're on. If you lose control of the map when you're winning, you know, the game can completely turn on its head. Where the enemies aren't managing to find any farm and they're forced to play super passive. A little bit of XP bounce that you get in map control can.
Oh, the arena. Mercy, he dodges the spear once again. He's forced to BKB on Mercy, gets the blink out.
Mercy.
Oh no. Their fight in shambles. They have to leave. TZY goes in. He gets the Pearl Strike out onto the Weaver. Force Staff will save him for a moment, but it doesn't matter to get the kill. Oh my god. Mercy is playing out of his mind here on this Rubik. 2 fights in a row. He's been able to dodge the combo. In comes Marius, drops the arena. He gets the refresher off with the double BKB, comes through, and then he just gets crushed here by the Terrorblade. He's trying to make his way outside of the arena, and he does. White Album trying to get into this one. The Terrorblade does end up going down. The damage from Ulu is enough. There's going to be the Aeon Disc popped on TZY, but it's still a 3v4, and I think Aries will respect that as they walk back into the base.
Get back up on the hill, but without the TB, that's your main building hitter. I'm not sure you're going to be able to grab the south, and they might try to finish off this tier 3 tower, but without the Terrorblade, they're not going to be able to keep this push up. That was such a well-timed blood right coming out from Ulu. He saw the TB. Like, he even timed his BKB. Like, the moment that thing ended, that's when the blood right popped. Silence came off. He wasn't able to get off his Sunder, and he ends up dropping because of it. So, punishing him for playing so far forward, punishing him for activating his BKB early in that team fight, and Terrorblade's reaction to that is going to be queuing up this Satanic. He wants to be able to get the Dispel next time he's silenced, to be able to pop that Sunder. But with the outplay in that team fight, getting that kill on the TB, and going to buy them a little bit more time that they desperately need.
Yeah, they are down but not out, Aster.Aries says. They are very anxious to try and get back into this game. Mercy drops a ward. We'll find the 3 heroes of Aries there waiting. White Album channeling. Oh, there's going to be Epicenter. Goes right onto the Shadow Fiend. He's got a BKB in one, but the telekinesis is there. Can he survive? He gets the Satanic off. Laying into Kazi here, and Ulu chasing after more. Gonna pop that borrowed time. Sentry does come out. They are able to find that Sand King. They nearly get White Album on the Shadow Fiend, but his tanky build paying off.
Yeah. Earlier, I mean, Dragon Lane or shop anybody else, and like you know, the top lane fight ended up turning the game around, but you know, she was on the other foot this time. He's able to survive that damage because of how tanky he is on this SF.
Look at mid. Mercy. He finds the Mars. They know that these spells are going to be on cooldown. He pops his BKB. The arena Terrorblade trying to chase after him. He needs the range, but he's not going to get it. He's able to survive.
Yeah, he's just going to walk this one off. TP back in the base. They couldn't quite finish him. Very
that
nice.
was BKB on your Terrorblade. You don't have anything really left on this Shadow Fiend, but big blood right. Gonna be able to silence up the Abad, and Terrorblade's gonna pop that Metamorphosis though. Takes down that Weaver so fast. White Album into the Requiem. Gonna be able to fear them away, and he's just gonna have to TP. He stands no chance. No stun there coming through from the Rubik.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Roshan not up for another minute though.
This is going to favor Aster.Aries, give him a chance to come back and set up around the pit in the next 45 seconds before it respawns. Weaver a chance to get into this team fight as well. Second roach is going to be super important. You can't afford to give this one up. I mean, if TB is a second life, and you can't just like get the jump off on him and burst him down, then you lose these team fights. And he's just able to whack away at your base. There's no punish for him at that point.
Are scanning.
We've gotten to the late game where no one really does enough damage against the TB. Like, it was a super clutch thing that Ulu pulled in that fight in the top lane. They're trying to push back.
Burst right
Once he's got
onto the ogre.
work.
Another fight breaking out here, but protected by the Amethyst. Dust able to throw out these daggers. Mars forced to BKB, but they've got the high ground advantage. White Album trying to find a way back into this fight, but once again, Magma hold their ground. I mean, that ward advantage is huge. They're going to get the D ward in the mid lane here as well. So Aries forced to play without knowledge of where Team Magma is. They will scout out the Roshan, so they know that this is up. This is something that they need to try and take, but again, they just want to play around their own ward, it seems. TZY, he's going for the epicenter. They're going to go for the blink, the burrow strike onto the shadow feed. They have the damage to shadows. They get him. He's going to buy back right into the game. Mars pops that refresher. A second arena is available. The spear is going to hold TZY down. That one is a dead Sand King. He's going to buy back as well, though. Spear stolen here from the Rubik, sending Mars way out of this one. So far, a 1-for-1 trade. 2 buybacks expended. Red Panda just slowly chased down here. He's gonna have to buy back into the game. I mean, this third Roach is everything. Spear, it catches the Shadow Feed. Can they chain stun him down is the question. TK goes in, able to take him down, but he's gonna fall. No buyback available. Rubik trying to rejoin the fight. White Album needs to be very careful here on this Shadow Fiend. You haven't really spent anything on this Terrorblade, and that meta is coming off cooldown here very soon.
Just going straight in the Roach pit. They made the call to get back there. TZY to continue to chain stun up White Album. He's trying to initiate into that fight, but they chose not to. They got to know they're going for this Roach on Aster.Aries, though. I think they're just going to give this one up. They figure they're not going to fight into the TB. He's going to have Metamorphosis soon, and yeah.
Oh, he's going to have Ags.
Yeah, that Terror Wave in this next team fight when they try to commit onto them. When Arena comes out, they're just going to drop the Terror Wave.
Yeah,
I'll take your
absolutely. Dust is going to take the Aegis and the Cheese, as Terrorblade, very happy to have the Terror Wave like you were talking about. It is so strong, that 10-second Metamorphosis, but just that big AoE fear.
The moment after Aries try to initiate, it is the 1600 radius is absolutely insane. But when they're trying to initiate, drop that Arena, they're forced back, then I don't see how they're going to be able to take these fights. 16k now with advantage. That Roach making it so much worse. I think they're just trying to grab the rest of these tier 3 neutral or tier 4 neutral items before they go for this last push.
Terrorblade also needed to TP back and send illusions down bottom to start counter pushing this wave, right? So he's going to be sending those across the map just to give themselves more map control. They don't want this bottom lane at their tower. They're going to smoke up mid on Magma. Hex just completed on Dust here. I mean, this is such a big pickup as well. If they find this Shadow Fiend, this game is pretty much over. We can take a look at the buyback status here. Nobody has him except for the Bloodseeker and the Mars. Oh. Telekinesis, they got him. The Hex comes through. There's the epicenter onto the Sand King. Can they actually get him though? Shadow Fiend falling. Rui dies. Tries to survive with the Satanic, but it's not enough. Terrorblade stuck inside the second arena, but does he care? Big spear. Looks like he's got it. They managed to clean him up big. Ulu on this Bloodseeker doing all of the work. You've gone way too far into the base here, and Magma fall on 3. That fresh Monkey King bar ends up paying dividends here, and now they're chasing after Dust. They get the silence. He actually doesn't have the BKB, forced to Hex up the Mars, but Ulu, can he actually stay on top of him? Blinks for the moment, pops the Shiva's Guard, trying to do his best. He's got the blink, but there's an Orchid from this Queen of Fame, but the Blood Right's gonna catch him, but he gets the kill. On 4th, gonna fall there for Magma.
Just like that, Ulu brings them back in the game. The amount of damage that, just like that, the amount of damage that Ulu is doing here, man, is insane. And they took way too far for that SF, and they ended up dropping all the disables onto him as well. The lift came out onto him from the Rubik. The Hex came out onto him from the Queen of Pain, and they threw the Burrow Strike onto him. So they had no stuns to deal with this Bloodseeker, and he just absolutely annihilated your team. And it helped they had so much movement speed from everybody being so low, diving that far forward in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, he did 10,000 damage in that fight on this Bloodseeker. The amount of Maelstrom procs, the Monkey King bar, obviously going right through that Terrorblade's butterfly protection, and they did their best to bring down the Shadow Fiend, and they definitely got him, but it was a costly one as they don't have the buybacks either. The Queen of Pain still dead for another 40 seconds. Nice reaction there from Mercies. He's only gets Bulwark, but still manages to bait out the arena once again.
Has fallen.
They're going to respect the Terrorblade.
Only 8 auto attacks they got off on the TB that ended up melting you. But it's all this magical damage, right? It goes right through his armor. The magical damage from
Maelstrom, MKB, and the Blood Right, of course, being pure damage.
Yeah.
He also, the Mars got a double spear from that shard, able to pull back 2 heroes, and that was a huge part of that fight as well. I mean, he just got controlled. He was way too deep into the base.
Yep. Bloodseeker actually also has the Aghanim shard on his Blood Rage, so he does 2% pure damage of the target's max HP with each auto attack. So he did an extra 60% pure damage to the TB there.
That's like 80 damage to the Terrorblade per
It's
auto.
a lot more. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant 80 damage in total. Like, it is a lot more than that. But yeah, about 80 pure damage per auto. And against somebody like such a high armor target, like now all of a sudden they realize that it is Bloodseeker that is the problem, not the SF anymore. The SF has just gone for tanky items and continuing to do so. Is going for this Eye of Scotty next, because the White Album was sick of getting blown up in the fights. He's 0-4 and 12. He's an SF without kills. He's just got assists. But he's their main target. It's the same sort of thing that we see on Drow Ranger all the time whenever she's in a game. Like, if you let her pop off, yeah, she's amazing, but a lot of times she gets run at in whatever core she's paired with.
Terrorblade has a refresher, and he finds a DD rune. I mean, this is about as good of an option or opportunity you're going to have on Magma to try and actually close out this game. You don't really want to have to wait any longer. You've got the 6k gold advantage.
I'm pretty sure I watched the anime about this. It did not turn out so good for the people fighting against the Terrorblade.
White Album mid lane. There it is. The blink of telekinesis comes through. Can they actually finish him off? There's the Terrorblade, the Hex, but he makes it to the other side of the arena, and he's going to be safe. Once again, pops that BKB. The Satanic is there. Burrow strike off the mark. The second arena comes through. Terrorblade pops his refresher, but needs to be careful. There's his BKB laying into Ulu, but he gets the Abyssal. Terrorblade number 2 sunders up Kazi, able to keep himself alive. The Yules going to hold the Bloodseeker in place. Can they actually get him down? But the Force Staff saves. Is enough telekinesis come through. A huge Burrow strike from TZY. Ulu falling low. He goes down as the buyback dust inside the base. Gonna fall. DK able to survive for now. The Terrorblade. He's dumped everything he has. But can they actually close out this game? They don't know the buyback status of this Bloodseeker. They're going to find the Weaver here, potentially. TZY gets with the first, he dodges it. Telekinesis comes through. Do they have the detection? They do for the moment. TK able to kite this one out for now, but the auto attacks, they end up going down. Kazi grabs him with the Aphotic Shield.
An extra 400 gold going there.
Oh my goodness. This is one hell of a game, Neff.
That Bloodseeker was so close. He tried to stand his ground at the end and survive that by healing up off of taking down the Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain going down like half a second after the Bloodseeker. Couldn't quite clutch that one out, and it was super important they take him down. Otherwise, Terrorblade, he had used everything there. He ended up dropping the Bloodseeker after that, but they got him.
Pops the BKB spear off the mark. Terrorblade dodging a bullet there.
I don't think they would have the damage to finish him off. Without the Bloodseeker, I don't think they can burst this TV down.
I mean, maybe Ogre gets some real sick Fire Blast RNG. You never know.
The ×4.
Yeah, the good old ×4. Ringing the bell, you know.
I wonder what he's... I wonder if he's going to go for Aghanim Scepter. He's just got no items in the TP. Sorry, on the Yoga Magi. Very different heroes.
Very different heroes, that is true. I mean, he's got a Blink Force Staff, right? The Force Staff saved White Album in that last fight, able to get him to the other side of the arena for him to get that BKB. I mean, they've done a fantastic job at responding to the initiations onto the Shadow Fiend now, like making sure that he can get out and get saved, because that's your counter to the Terrorblade, right? Even though he's BKB'd, his attacks won't go through the walls.
Yeah,
so
and he's been doing that. He's been... well, he's actually hugging his wall and popping his bulwark in the last team fight. So it was redirecting onto him and then just, you know, hitting the wall and not doing any damage. So he stopped a lot of the TP's damage output in that last team fight, which stopped him from just like destroying them with that double damage room.
They don't have TZY here, man, so then maybe they're a little bit scared, but they could just go for it anyway. They're going to initiate right onto the Bloodseeker. The stuns are there, the Sonic Wave, the spear comes out, and Bloodseeker goes down again. Does have the buyback. But do you want to expend it? They're looking for White Album up on the high ground. They get the vision for a second, but he blinks into the fear. Terrorblade a little bit worried here. Gonna back out as the buyback comes through from the Bloodseeker. TZY gets the cheese off, but it doesn't look like he's gonna survive this one. Kazi stuck inside the second arena. Has his borrowed time gonna be forced to pop it. The question is, do you go back in? Mercy, he's looking for this Bloodseeker, the Hex, the second Terror Wave. This would be a dieback and a big one. He pops the BKB. Ulu trying to escape, but he goes down to the Terrorblade anyway. Mars doing what he can to backpedal, throws a spear, pins down the second, but White Album, he's in between the entire Magma lineup. A second dieback, TK as well, falling one by one, and Magma may have just eliminated Aries.
Once again, a single lapse of judgment. Looks like it cost him so much of this game. The Bloodseeker going forward, coming into that team fight, and dropping the buyback. They don't have the damage for this.
There it is. They catch the Ogre. Can they hold? This is the question. White Album's back. You don't have the Bloodseeker. You've lost the Mars. You're against all odds. This meta, it's gonna come off cooldown soon. But so much weight on the shoulders of White Album here to stop them from this, from just ending the game. They're gonna go straight tier 4s, right, Nev?
Yeah, again, nothing is able to stop them without the Mars as well. They're not gonna be able to drop the arena, stop this team.
Comes through. They catch the Weaver. The Hex comes down, but Shadow Feet, he just gets surrounded. The Scotty's too much. There's the spear from Mercy once again, and the GG comes out, and Magma will be the first team to be promoted here to Division 1.
A serious case of deja vu for these rivals from the last DPC season. Last time, ended up going to time trials. Aster in second, Magma in third. Didn't manage to get that promotion, but this time they changed it around. One of the teams that stuck it out together did the least roster swaps, and they ended up being the first team from Fine Success here in the first season of this lower division DPC here in